What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Strictly off the script, closing out today.
Oh, in our little note things. I thought
Yes.
you meant like in the comments here.
Oh, no, sorry. I can also read it too if you want me to. It's up to you.
Is your phone near the thing?
Yes.
No,
No
it's not.
closer. My iPad is near it.
I can hear that little feedback noise. We always start off so strong.
Listen, we're new at this. All right, we're new. Better?
Yeah, that's not. I can't hear it because
Okay.
I thought it was my phone, but
My iPad was directly below it, so that makes sense because that's where I have
it has
my
to be up.
that's where I have
And
my
that's
Monaco
where-
notes.
My iPad used to do that all the time as well. Okay.
Cool.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Well, we promised this episode would be better than last week. Not a hot mess.
Not as many difficulties, and Casey isn't dying.
I'm not dying. We promise we'll be able to speak English. Welcome back to the Underground. Let me start that over. Welcome back to the F1 Underground podcast. Here we go. Brand new podcast from the Underground Network, focusing on all things Formula One. He is Owen. My name is Casey. Today we're just going to go over pretty normal, obviously, since there was no MLO last week due to that insane, catastrophic flooding.
The horrific flooding.
Yeah, the horrific flooding. So we're going to preview Monaco, go over weekly news. Obviously, our meme of the week, history with Owen is coming back for Monaco since that's pretty historic. So
Yeah.
figured it has to make a comeback. So let's get started with our meme of the week.
Jump right into it. Am I going
You want me
first?
first?
What are we doing?
You can go first.
All right.
Sorry,
So, meme of the week.
Zoom in.
Yes.
Zoom
Oh
in.
yeah. Let me zoom in. Control plus. There we go. Is that? Hold on. There we go. Okay. All right. So again, back to Formula Dank. This one's posted by
When in doubt.
Spicy Boy 222. That's fantastic. That's honestly the first time I'm reading this username, so that's a fantastic username.
Oh my god. Maybe you should read the usernames before you.
Yeah, maybe I should actually. This one really made me laugh just because I'm a huge comic book fan and everything. And it's so funny because it's Batman gripping the ghosts of his parents, and he's screaming and crying, saying, "No, stay with me and don't leave me." But the tagline obviously is, "When F1 starts deleting classic full races off of YouTube."
Yeah.
Which I completely understand because I love that we can watch full races on F1 TV.
Mhm.
But for the people that decided not to subscribe to F1 TV, that's obviously their like full. That's where they get
Their
their races
library,
from.
yeah.
So like it's so funny to me because it's like that's such a critical thing to some people that this is honestly probably a real reaction that some people have. But I just thought it was funny because that's such a funny comic book panel of Batman when you think he's like this tough, always prepared kind of guy, and then as soon as his parents are in there, he's a whiny little crybaby. But that's about it. So.
I don't think I even realized because we have F1 TV. I don't even think I realized you can watch classic full races on YouTube. I figured
There's
obviously
tons
you
of
could see
full
clips,
races.
but
There's a lot of full races, but I guess they're slowly starting to get rid of them. But
yeah, because they're probably slowly putting them all on. What's it called?
yeah, they're gonna want people to
F1
subscribe to
TV.
F1 TV. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's mine. I'm gonna hit stop sharing now.
Okay. So mine, if you follow us on Twitter, you know this just happened literally.
Wasn't this
4
today?
hours ago?
Or- yeah.
Yeah, this was just this afternoon. So this obviously it's the Monaco week, and every year for Monaco they do like an F1 charity football or soccer game with some other all-stars on the other side. I apologize if you hear a fire engine. I hear it coming down the street. My windows are open.
Fire!
So yes, so Charles Leclerc was the captain of the F1 pilots team. Don't ask me why. I've seen pictures. I might be more athletic in random sports than he is. Let's just go with that. He looks like a fish out of water. So This, if you can see, is 1 minute and 36 seconds into the game, and he's fallen over like that. And Twitter, just blew up right away. So I have some more parts to because I just this was after the game. He posted this on his Instagram story. I've got natural talent at football that very few have. Okay, we get it. Good. You do not. But I was like, we like someone with self-awareness. So
yeah. He's got a humor to him.
Then so I don't know if you saw the video of George Russell and his girlfriend jumping off the side of the boat. This is George Russell. I don't know why he looks like that, but that's George Russell. So people Photoshop Charles Leclerc into it. Obviously, that's Charles Leclerc. So in one of the videos from the game, Carlos Sainz sets up Charles Leclerc perfectly fine for him to score a goal. What does he do? Pass it to the goalie. Like, literally, the net is wide open. So Carlos Sainz goes and hangs off of the top of the goalie post. So that's Carlos Sainz in the back. And then Alpine, he's catching a football from back in Miami. Alpine put, like, one of those things, like, social media, take it away, and did a bunch of edits. So they put all them, and I don't know who that is. Maybe that's Max.
I think I know who that is, actually. I'm 95% sure that that's Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, really? Okay.
I remember seeing like a short Instagram reel or something where it was
when he pushed Yuki into the water?
I think so. But what I was seeing was like, it was like the class of Team Red Bull or something. And it's like Max and Checo fighting for their lives. And it's clips of them racing and winning and everything. And then it's like Daniel Ricciardo and he's just driving around on like a little boat. So I'm pretty sure that's Daniel Ricciardo.
Okay. Well, I feel like this could, as other things happen, more and more people are going to get added to this picture.
Yeah. This will resurface again if there's a somewhat picturesque picture of a person diving, like falling or doing something stupid.
Like, I could have chose this video because his diving technique, that's how he dove into the water. His girlfriend, perfect form. He jumped in like that. People like, that's how my 3-year-old jumps into
he looks like a little kid going off a diving board and just doesn't know what to do. Like, forgot how to do his trick or something, or just doesn't know how to do a pencil into the water. Like,
that's literally all he does is a pencil. It doesn't even but regardless. So that was one of them. One of the extensions off my meme. This is Carlos Sainz.
That's also real. That is fantastic. This is really good.
Yeah, that someone photoshopped that. The internet wins all the time.
This is really good.
And then let me go back. They were under my. So this picture from when Daniel Ricciardo won, they also photoshopped him. Yeah. And then I think there's one. Oh, this one. Charles Leclerc's fine today after scoring 0 goals, falling flat on his face to the ground and missing 2 open ones. And then this one, because it's the Jason Derulo.
Oh my god. Charles Leclerc is falling down the stairs at the Met Gala. That is fucking hilarious. That's so good.
And did you see Motorsport made that like James Bond like movie poster for Monaco this week, and Charles Leclerc obviously the front. So they said 007. So someone said they call him 007 for 0 goals, 0 assists, and like 7 like chances. Yeah. So yeah, that was my very long meme of the week, but it was so worth it.
That's good. Yeah, those are all. I don't blame you for having multiple options for that one. I mean, that's really tough to choose. That is really, really tough to choose.
And at first this morning, I was like, what the hell is my meme of the week going to be? I was like, I have no clue what it's going to be. And then shout out to the F1.
I'm glad you choose your meme of the week as late as I do as well.
Normally I don't, but that was needed. I'm adding something.
Oh, I see you're typing.
I just thought of 2 things.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good thing to talk about.
We can go right
into that.
Yeah. As there was one other thing that I just thought of that I wanted to add, but I can't remember what it was. But yes, so obviously the insane flooding in Imola last week.
Brutal flooding.
Yes, the houses, people were missing. I think a few people died. The area was literally destroyed. I don't know did you see Nick DeVries? He posted a picture on, like, he was trying to get back to the offices for AlphaTauri or his hotel, and literally there was like a mudslide. But yeah, then there was pictures that came out of Yuki in the streets, of the Imola region, helping clean up all the mud. And like, he was the only driver I saw that was actually like physically cleaning up the mud.
That's good on Yuki for doing that. I think it was also really important and great that Formula One or the FIA, donated, I think, I forget how much money it was, to like residents of that area and everything to help them recover. I really like that. I really like seeing that.
That's where he's from, Dom, and that's what the statement said. That's where he grew up and stuff. So like that's
I should have read the statement, but I didn't. But that was good on them for helping out with that and everything. I like that. I thought that was a good, gesture. But
and then it first came out, I knew the news was going to break after we recorded. I also felt like we recorded last week, 3 weeks ago.
I know.
But then I knew when I was sitting in the airport last week, I was like, I know it's going to happen. Literally, I think it was 20 minutes before I boarded the plane, the news came out that they were canceling it.
I think it was, the FIA made a right decision, for the safety of all its people and everything. But yeah, it does suck that we recorded that, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, never mind. But
that's why I texted Kyle. I said, just an FYI. I was like, because he didn't put it out yet. I said, half of our episode is not important anymore because
scratch now.
I was like, but we were going into it kind of with those feelings. I was like, but yeah, that's why I think he put the little asterisk on the tweet. If you go back, like next to the Imola predictions, there's a little asterisk because I was like, it literally nothing.
Yeah,
half of the episode makes sense. It's okay. We were a mess last week, so it's fine.
It's okay though.
Yeah, but then also going off of drivers helping, Ferrari also donated money.
Yeah,
and then Max with his esports, would you call them esports or e-racers?
Esports,
yeah. What their team like Redline? He set up a virtual GP. Which people were having flashbacks to COVID because I know they did a few. Well, F1 did a few then because there was a lot of different drivers. This was clearly Max and Red Bull because no other drivers. Williams ended up doing their own.
Right.
And I saw Alex Albon was out after like a practice session.
Just like real life. Just like real life.
Yeah. I saw Lando didn't do his own stream. He was kind of watching Max's and reacting and also donating money as well.
That's good.
But yeah. Max had a ton of people. I saw someone post because it was a lot of the junior drivers, and they're like, Max totally called up Red Bull and was like, they need practice on Sims. Can we get them? And I also saw...
It's like backhanded way of saying like, hey, these guys suck, but we're going to get them practice for a good reason.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Help them raise money, but also they need help. Yeah, then I saw someone was making fun of Lando because obviously Max has like that huge sim setup. We've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
And then all his drivers have like the legit sim setups. And then there was Lando, looked like you, his desk and the steering wheel.
Yeah, that's all you need.
I was like the stars. They're just like us.
They're just like us.
Lando's just like us. I know Lando definitely has probably a better sim back, maybe at a different house, but
no, I'm sure.
Because I feel like I've seen videos from when they did stuff during COVID, and he was sitting in one of those legit, like, actual chairs. But
I'm sure he's got a different sim set up somewhere. I mean, probably at his house, the wheel and his desk is enough for what he wants, or does. So,
and I also we see random clips of his lives. The one he was just building a shelf next to his desk so we could put all this like helmets that he's had or special ones. That's what his stream was, him just building the shelf. And then
makes sense.
This past one, they literally were all on the floor. I was like, what happened to your shelf? So I think he was building literally
broke.
Yeah, well, someone I know on the stream, I think it was just like an IKEA. It was not very special. Someone was like, what happens if you crash into that? He was like, let's see. So he was like with his rolly chair like banging up against the shelf. So
oh my god.
And it wasn't moving, but I wouldn't put it past that. It probably did break.
It probably broke as soon as he was off the stream because of him doing that.
Yeah. Oh, definitely as soon as he was off the stream. But yes, I think there was nothing really else about Imola. I mean, it kind of worked out. I would have not been able to watch the race anyway.
Yeah, it would have been. I mean, it sucks. Like I said, it sucks that it happened. You know.
Yeah.
Definitely feel for all the people affected over there and everything. But I mean, like I said, I liked how the FIA or Formula One donated. I like that, you know, kind of last minute people were able to set up something for, you know, entertainment purposes, but also like, hey, we're going to do this for a good reason and get, you know, some money raised for the people affected and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, it sucks.
Yeah, I did see, because people were saying maybe they would postpone it, but it's just not happening this year.
Yeah.
So what is that, 23 races now? 22?
22 or 23, yeah.
And then they said anyone who had tickets, they just automatically they can just use them again next year. So they definitely did it the right way.
That makes sense. Yeah.
People make sure they got their money's worth.
Yeah.
But moving on.
Good on Formula One.
Yeah, good on Formula One. We know of a few special things coming this weekend, and I saw that Matty P1 posted, or no, the other guy, Tom, was like, every team should have special vintage liveries for Monaco, because it's, obviously, you'll go into it more. It's just so historical. I think there's something coming with Williams. They posted something with the golf logo, so I have a feeling it's going to be more orange than blue,
probably,
which would be nice. But yeah, I think that's coming. They didn't announce it yet. McLaren's did get announced today, which is very, very cool. They're calling it. Should I share my screen again? I have it up.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Pause.
To fill the void, I'm watching the video now. I think it looks fantastic. I mean, it's anything more unique than that. Yeah, there you go. This is the perfect picture to describe it too. I was gonna say,
yeah. I wanted to find I knew they posted this picture, and this is what I wanted to show.
Yeah, I loved the history behind each color and everything, and like what it's from. And I love that it's more than just F1. Like you have the Indy 500 in there, you have the Monaco F1 race, and then you have the Le Mans. You know, black in there and everything too. It looks so.
Well,
it looks so nice.
Are they the most recent team to win the Triple Crown? I know that's like a thing to win a Triple Crown. Like you win one of each.
I guess. I mean, I haven't.
Because what? I don't think Hamilton didn't win with. Because I think this is Art and Senna. I think that's who they keep showing for this.
Right.
I don't know who the IndyCar is. I apologize. But this is also this weekend, Indy 500. I think they're Saturday, Monaco's Sunday. If you're a huge racing fan, busy weekend for you.
That is a busy weekend, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Le Mans. It's better than their actual livery. They should keep it for everything. And I know they're keeping it for this race and next week, the Spanish Grand Prix. So we get it this weekend and next week.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. Mm-hmm. I like that it's more than just a
Monaco.
What is it? Yeah, Monaco livery. I mean, I just think like we said, we don't know much about the Indy 500 and the Le Mans section of it, and even we don't know that much about the Monaco 84 race because we're very new to this. But like, even just like knowing this, like each color represents something. And there's a different story and history behind each color. I love,
and a different driver.
And different driver. I think it looks so cool, and I think it looks so unique. I love the white middle part of it. I would love to see like a all white and black, like
McLaren
car that or any car in general. I think the closest car we had to that right now is Haas. But I love the look of it. I think it looks so cool. I would have loved to have seen maybe a little bit more.
Wait, sorry. Can I interrupt you for a second? Can you hear the people outside?
No.
Okay, good. They're like, I think they're leaf blowing, but I just want to make sure you couldn't hear them. So,
no, I don't hear anything.
Okay, continue.
I would love to see like maybe a little bit more design on it, just with like rather than being like, hey, we're gonna split up the car in 3 sections and then just put each color in. But again, the way that they have the colors laid out and everything, I think it looks fantastic.
And it goes from oldest to newest, which also I mean, can we talk about that Indy 500 car and it's all orange? That's kind of sick.
I love it. I really like it.
That's sick. Hey, Flyers, if you want to sponsor an F1 team, this one's got your name written all over it. Yeah, no, I think it's really cool. I would assume now they're going to have, I would think maybe special suits, but
I'm sure they'll have something to pair with it.
I mean, I know they're all going to have, the majority of the grid's going to have a special helmet, but I cannot see Lando having one that matches this. But yeah, I thought it's really cool. But yeah, well, I don't know. I definitely think something's coming with Williams and Haas. I'm pretty sure, what's his name? Fernando Alonso was teasing something about the 28th, but maybe he's just teasing the fact that he's very excited for these upgrades. We don't exactly know yet. Yeah, but then, so I think because of, it was a Ferrari triple header. Now it's just the double header, but both home races for the drivers. So this week they showed the special collection with Puma that Leclerc designed, like the white shirt with the red and white diamonds.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
I really want the hat, and the hat's not that expensive. It's $60. I really want to pre-order that.
Go on Puma's website right now to look.
And then they also, what I realized but didn't realize, they're racing boots that are on the table when they posted the video with the hat and he's wearing the shirt. They're racing boots, so people are now thinking that, and someone tweeted, like, stay tuned, that apparently he might be wearing a special all-white racing suit.
Oh.
Which then people are like, it's going to give Alfa Romeo when he was back with Fred and Alfa Romeo. Like, if it's red and white, he'll definitely have a special helmet.
Oh, yeah.
Are you looking up the hat?
I just can't find the collection on Puma's website right now. I found a Charles Leclerc t-shirt on Puma, but I can't. Oh wait, here's collaborations. So maybe it's in here. Nope, but there's Puma X SpongeBob.
Okay.
I'm getting one of these.
No, I think
Actually, I kind of want this Puma SpongeBob hat. This is pretty funny. That's pretty good.
They just announced it recently. Give me 5 seconds. I'll get there.
Yeah, and the other thing that I saw, what else did I see?
What about special stuff?
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of the Ferrari suits. I mean, if the Ferrari suits look anything like the collaboration, which I don't know if that's like, if I'm out of my mind to think that or not. I think they're going to look great. I mean, that would be... I'm also a fan of, like, just in general, like, taking your, like, stock or, like, normal suit and immediately, like, making, like, a variant version of it.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times when, like, teams come out with, like, retro jerseys or, like, third jerseys for sports, I love them. So, yeah, I'm super excited for it. I think the McLaren car looks beautiful.
Oh, here's the hat. This is the hat.
Yeah, that hat doesn't look bad at all.
No, and then, like, the shirt is white. The 16 is, like, on the chest. And then, obviously, in the red and white, his logo's on a sleeve. And then he explained in the video, like, the diamonds are in the Monaco's, like, crest.
Right.
That's why they're there. Obviously, the Monaco colors, and then he went in, like, his number and then his logo and stuff were on there. But, yeah, people were hating on it, but I like it.
I like it too.
I mean,
this is also a bad day to be
anything.
This is a bad day to be an strictly audio listener.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they're nice. And then, yeah, like I said, so I think they leaked already. The ones for Carlos next week are coming out for the Spanish Grand Prix. He's gonna have stuff as well.
Oh, that makes sense too. Yeah.
But then I think if you look on Puma's website or Ferrari's website, they already have the mini version of Leclerc's special helmet, and it's red and white. So he's cool. Definitely going for the full Monaco theme.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
So yeah, I think there'll be definitely more people with special helmets. But yeah, so we'll see. I'm gonna do a thread like I did for Miami when people had special helmets. I just like added so they were all in one spot, so I'm gonna keep it going. But I think I'm gonna do the liveries too because I have a feeling. Like I said, I think Williams is definitely gonna have something. People posted picture from the paddock of like them setting up, and Williams, you can see really into everyone's garage. Williams, you cannot. It's completely covered.
Yeah, they're doing something then.
They're doing something. Yeah, yeah. They're doing something.
Dead giveaway that they're got something coming out that they don't want people to see right now.
Which I think the golf one will look cool, like vintage. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. Moving on to some more Leclerc news. This is a very Leclerc heavy episode. Just FYI.
It's his home race.
It's his home race. So there's obviously literally always contract rumors with this poor man. He can't go one day without waking up and seeing new contract rumors.
No, he cannot.
But the other day it came out that after multiple reassurances. Yep, from both Ferrari and Charles Leclerc's side.
There you go. That's a timestamp right there. 26:08. There's a timestamp.
We need
I guess 26 minutes flat because continue.
We really need a whiteboard hung up behind one of us so we can just keep track of our.
Oh, I'll do it. Don't worry.
Mistakes.
I'll get it going.
So yes, discussions about Charles Leclerc's contract extension are now closer. Certain discussions have also taken place on the competitiveness of the car in the short and medium term. Ferrari president has been present in Maranello for the past few days. And I did see after Imola, Leclerc was in Maranello for every single day. So I definitely think they took advantage of having no race last weekend and got to work. So yeah, his contract extension is coming. Is it a good idea? We'll never know. We'll never know until they produce a good car. But I think, like we've said before, with Fred next year having full reign, it's like his first official year. The car development's completely under him. I think we might be in good hands.
Yeah.
And then also other news that came out was
whacked out news for me.
Yeah, so it was part of the Gazette reports. John Elkann, Ferrari's president and CEO, he wants a super team between Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc for Ferrari. Yes, which sounds crazy. So they reported discussions. It also kind of goes off again. The contract they're talking, it's on standby because of the car performance. I think Leclerc wants to see more.
Right.
But yeah, but he wants to stick. Obviously, we know he wants to stick for Ferrari, but Ferrari would like to have. And the rumor is they're prepared to make him like a $40 million offer, Lewis Hamilton, to come to Ferrari. So.
Holy shit.
I cannot see their personalities are both insanely hard workers. I mean, all the drivers are very competitive. I just don't know if I can see them working well together. I don't know.
I've never seen enough. I've seen like little interactions between them, but not enough to like make a basis off of that. The only thing that I really want to say, like before, like, it's almost like, don't get ahead of yourselves, Ferrari. Like, fix your car and then worry about your super team. Because, like, you're not going to get Lewis Hamilton to sign.
And Charles Leclerc, unless you...
And Charles Leclerc
could leave.
If you don't fix your car, because they're going to look at this and be like, I don't want to go through that. Like, yeah. So don't get ahead of your, like, do I think it'd be cool? Absolutely. I think it would.
Yeah. Well, someone today posted, they're like, Ferrari already had a super team, and they bottled it between Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That is the super team right there.
And they're not wrong, yeah.
No, and those, I mean, I didn't watch races then, but from what I've seen, from races that I've seen other people talk, that those cars sucked. Like, Leclerc should not have been able to win Spa and Monza that year with that car.
Win those cars, yeah. I mean, it's... Yeah, I just keep going back to it. Like, sure, like, go ahead, pursue them. But, like, that's, to me, is, like, It reminds me of like the Dallas Cowboys, where it's like, oh, look at us. We got Dak Prescott as our quarterback and everything. And it's like, okay, well, the rest of your team sucks. So it doesn't matter. Like, sure, you already have a star driver in Charles Leclerc, but your car sucks. Like,
your car sucks.
Your car sucks.
Make sure the rest of the team works well first before.
And like, absolutely, like you need to get pieces here and there, like when you can. But like, the car is like, it's got to be fixed before you can go out there and be like, we're going to get Lewis Hamilton. We're going to get so-and-so, like, no, fix your car. Don't get ahead of yourself, Ferrari. Fix your car. Then worry about, hey, let's put together our super team of drivers and get us back to the top,
And I can see Hamilton wanting to see progress within them first. I mean, they've struggled so much the past years. Mercedes, he doesn't want to go to a team and continue to struggle because who knows how much longer he's going to be in the sport. But can you imagine him at Ferrari and retiring as a Ferrari driver and not Mercedes?
that'd be so weird to hear, but
Toto Wolff might be offended.
He might be offended, yes. But yeah, I mean, like, if you're any driver and you've seen how much Ferrari has struggled in the past couple years, the first thing you're going to ask if they go to sign you is be like, hey, I need to see I need to see progress first in a car. I need to see a more reliable car. I need to see, you guys win races and everything. Like, and then I'll talk to you about signing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
but those rumors though, like if that's what the president's actually saying, buy Carlos Sainz. He clearly doesn't want to keep you. It does not.
No. I mean, it would definitely be Lewis and Charles, but they got a long time. They got a long road ahead of them before they sign Lewis Hamilton.
People I've seen on Twitter, people really want Leclerc and Alex Albon. They want Alex to come to Ferrari. I think he deserves a good car. I think he might be there. I think it might be his time.
That wouldn't be terrible. I wouldn't hate that. That would definitely cement Charles's place as number one driver.
Sure. Yeah, number one driver. Yeah,
it would absolutely, because we have this back and forth right now between who's number one between Charles and Carlos, and it's like, all right, they're both very good drivers, but obviously, if you would get Alex or even another young driver, you would absolutely cement Charles in that, like, you are a number one driver, you are this kid's mentor, like, go.
Yeah, well, I think
go from there.
What's his name in F2? That Ali Bierman, he's also killing it. He's basically like Leclerc reincarnated. He's been in the Ferrari Driver Academy. He's like just growing up. So people have said they could also see him getting the shot as well. But I don't know if they would put someone that young. I mean, they did with Leclerc. I guess if they showed the potential, they would put him right on.
Yeah, but I think any attention that Ferrari needs to give, it needs to be turned inward and to their car rather than shopping around for new drivers.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, I don't think, because I added something in for history, but we don't have to talk about it. I can always talk about it later.
We can mention it. I'll mention it, yeah.
No, well, because I'm talking about the Monaco curse later on, so I can talk about it then.
Oh, all right.
So it's fine. Okay, so are we ready?
I'm always ready.
Are you doing a costume change?
Yes, I'm doing a costume change. It's much easier now. It's much easier now since I don't have the big headphones on. I was doing the two pods that night, so that was tough.
That
I
was
didn't want to leave AirPods in for 3 hours of recording. But yes, I'm doing a costume change.
Oh yeah, because you went right into the golf one.
Yeah, we stopped recording and I went right into getting the hole.
You're extra Widener today.
I am extra Widener today.
You froze there for a second in a very funny position.
Okay.
No, you're back. Oh.
Let me do this. Sorry, no, I was just fixing something on my computer. It's right in my face. Perfect. Wait, what side is it supposed to be on?
I don't know. I think it goes from right to left, but don't quote me.
Oh, so it goes right to left? So it's on my right, so I have to go that way.
Please enjoy this.
Perfect.
Podcast listeners. I'm sorry.
Yes. The audio listeners are really, like I said, really just struggling today. All right, so.
Okay.
So
I'll enter the title screen now.
Yes, do the title screen. Cue the fancy music. So when we did History with Owen last week, we discussed the history of Imola and such, and a couple different key races and everything. And I like doing that. I just felt that it was more just me just like talking with no end goal. So this week, I want to change it up when I do these things.
It's still new.
Still new. You're right. This is, growing process. But when
Mark only gave us a segment idea like a few weeks ago. A better segment idea than what we had.
That's fair. So. Thank you again, Mark, for doing that.
Yes.
So when I started, looking at what to talk about this week and everything with History with Owen, this thing's really annoying me. Putting it back here. It's like slapping me in the face as I'm talking. It's really, really annoying. I also think I have this backwards because I don't think this is this.
Yeah, that's really long.
I don't think that's supposed to be that pointy. Oh, it does say front of the cap inside the cap. Oh my
God.
And I did not have the front of the cap on the front of my head.
Much better.
There we go. That looks more natural. Okay.
You straight up look like Avatar when you had it on backwards.
That's good. Oh, that's good though. I'll take that.
Okay.
So good. I want each of these segments to have a goal in mind when I do this. So the one that I wanted to answer for myself and also for other people listening too is what makes Monaco so special? For all intents and purposes, it's the 5th, 6th race of the season, and that's about it. It's just another Grand Prix. Yeah, it's just another Grand Prix on another circuit. Why is it always like everybody stop what you're doing? It's Monaco week. We have these special liveries, we have these special helmets, these special outfits, all this stuff. Why?
All the celebrities are there.
Right, all the celebrities are there. Why does this happen? Right. So I went about answering that question. So the first thing I want to say is, my normal fun facts. The track was built in 1929 or somewhere around there. There's a couple different answers that I found online. And then 1929 was also when the track first had cars on it, but the first official Monaco Grand Prix as part of the F1 calendar was in 1950. And then it took 5 years off, and then it has not been off the F1 calendar since 1955.
Oh, wow.
So it's like super, and I'll touch on this too, like super long running, like has always been a staple in the F1 schedule. So, and then I also looked up a couple notable races like I did last week with Imola. I don't really have any details about this, just because I wanted to mainly go into the other stuff today.
The other stuff.
But some important races that you can watch are the 1965 Grand Prix, the 1981 Grand Prix, the 2008 Grand Prix, the 1996 Grand Prix, and the 1961 Grand Prix. If I'm going to try to watch,
the 2008 a lot. Yeah.
I'm going to try to watch the 2008 by when we record next, just because I know for a fact that'll be on F1 TV and I can watch it.
I think it's Schumacher too.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch that one. But so this is when I started collecting evidence of what makes this so special. What makes this track so much fun for people to watch, even though it's considered one of the most boring races of the year. All this stuff. And there's like 4 main points, right? There's the rich history of the track. There's the fact that the entire country of Monaco turns into celebrates this race and everything. And that is due in part because of the country's size, but I'll touch more on that. It's essentially a street circuit on steroids. And then the allure of Monaco itself. So I'll go into all that. But the rich history. So like I mentioned earlier, the race has only been missed 4 times on the F1 calendar. Obviously, that's 1951, 1952, 1953, 1954. That was the only 4 times you don't see a race in Monaco during that year's F1 season. And it's so long running that people have developed this love for it and everything. And it's like the longest standing, it's got so much history with it. Ayrton Senna has the most wins there. And it's just like he's a legendary driver. So that just raises the track's, legend, all this stuff. Funny fact too. So it holds the record for the least amount of cars finishing a race. And it was the 1996 Grand Prix. I also might try and watch this one before we record next. Only 3 cars finished.
3?
3 cars finished, and I didn't look up any of the details. I was only going off of what I had found and everything. But the winner of the race started from 14th position.
Oh my god!
So I kind of want to watch that one too. I might actually watch one of these tonight after we're done recording. And then this one's gonna sting a little bit for you, Case.
Oh god!
There's only one hometown driver who has ever won here.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
And his name is, I might butcher this, Louis Chiron. I'm gonna assume that it's pronounced a little bit different than Louis Chiron.
Yeah, you said it a little French, so
Louis Chiron. Yeah.
You got it. Let me just call Charles Leclerc real fast. Maybe I can ask.
Yeah, he'll tell you. Obviously, Charles is still looking for that luxurious title of being the hometown driver to win there. So he can join those ranks. So that's some of the history behind it. Like I mentioned earlier, it's essentially a street circuit on steroids. The track is so tight and so small that it really, really pushes drivers to like be as focused as they can. There's such little room for error. And the one thing I found out too, so obviously in F1, like it's such a big thing of like tire degradation and like road temps and road conditions and how much is the surface of the road affecting the tires and everything. And I found out that the roads there for the track, the street circuit, haven't really been changed since like the 1920s. So it's like they're almost, if we go off of strictly 1920, they're 103 years old. So it's like to me that has to play into the tires somehow.
Totally.
And it's like I don't know, like if that's even if that's a factor the engineers have to think about when they're planning out the tires and everything, or their race strategy. So I just thought that was an interesting little tidbit. But the other thing I found too, this race was so hard, is that typically, or the main event really for this weekend is qualifying. Because in the past 68 Grand Prix that have been there, the person who was qualified in pole position has won 30 times. So almost half of this race's existence has been won by the people that have qualified in pole. And I double checked my math on this. I had the list of the winners from 1950 to 2022, and I literally was counting like everybody. So it's really like qualifying is such on an elevated platform this week compared to other races where it's, you have more room to overtake and, get a pole position or move up or move down in the positions. Now, not that you can't overtake or you can't do anything to succeed or move your position up, but it's just extremely, extremely, extremely hard. And it's just like,
I think that's why Max was so pissed last year when Checo crashed during qualifying.
Yes. I think the drivers go into it with the sense of whatever I qualify as, that's what I'm finishing, or that's what I can't get any better than that. So that's just, I can understand why Max may have been a little pissed off last year, when Checo crashed. And then finally, the allure of Monaco itself. Oh, I completely skipped a section, but this is it kind of ties in. The allure of Monaco itself. The country is so small that I
want to go.
When this race rolls around, the entire country is basically celebrating that this race is happening, and it's
like a holiday for them.
Yeah, it's it pretty much is, because some of their main streets are shut down, so it makes it super difficult to navigate throughout the country and everything. And it's just essentially the whole country becomes the track. I mean, I was looking it up on Google today. It is it is small. It is very, very small. And so many people flood to Monaco to watch this race and everything. It's just insane that the country itself has the nickname of the billionaires playground. There's a ton of drivers and celebrities who live there.
All the drivers live there, I think, most of them.
Yeah, and it's just like it like that in and of itself has elevated Monaco to this like status of like this special race, when really it's just there, you know. And the other thing too is the other thing is too is it's been featured a lot in movies and media, like very good like movies and media. There's 2 James Bond films have been shot there and take place there. There's GoldenEye and then Never Say Never Again.
Oh, really?
You have To Catch a Thief. And then there's some more modern movies too that have been there, being Ocean's 12. The casino that they rob in Ocean's 12 is the casino in Monaco. And then you also have Iron Man 2, which we talked about a little bit on Twitter today. That is Tony Stark and Pepper Potts went to the Monaco Grand Prix, and that's where Tony, you know, decides he's going to drive and everything. But again, it's Monaco in a major studio movie like that. Any
other Selena Gomez movie, but they don't go to the race.
Oh, sorry. The other thing too, and this is kind of a funny story that I have. So when I was doing this research, I was trying to think of movies that I had watched that I knew went to Monaco. Obviously, I had seen Iron Man 2. I think I've seen Ocean's 12 before. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I'm 99% sure that Cars 2, they go to Monaco, right? I'm like, I remember this like coastal city that they're racing in. I remember them doing literally a hairpin turn that's pretty much shot for shot, like the hairpin turn in Monaco. And I'm like not seeing it on any movies though, or like any movie list saying like it was shot in Monaco or it was in Monaco. So I look it up. I'm like, I literally type in, is Monaco in Cars 2?
Cars 2.
And it comes up and it says that it's not Monaco. It's a place called Porto Corso, but it's based off of Monaco. And you look at pictures of it and you're like, oh, this is literally Monaco. So it's like, even such like it inspires these like fake locations, but it's just again the same. Like it's featured in this iconic location, in this iconic movie and everything. And it's just like, so basically what I got down to was it's essentially the history of the Grand Prix has become so important that it's got such a rich history and it's got such this allure and this like, you know, billionaires playground mentality to it that it's hard to not think of it as just another race. The entire country comes out and celebrates it. There's tons of, you know, the teams go all out, the fans go all out, the celebrities go all out. And through that, the race has just been elevated. And on the other half of that, you know, with the actual racing itself, it's, like I said, it's such a small and difficult track that it requires like the drivers just to be on a different level that day. And even the article that a couple articles that I was reading were talking about like how it's been referred to as like the most boring race of the year and everything. But I want to, especially this weekend, go into it watching it for like, these guys are at the top of their game right now. They're paying attention to every little detail that they can. And if we get out of there with like no crashes, no red flags, like stuff like that, I'm going to be like, that was a great race.
It's insane.
Just because you know mentally, like the drivers were just on the top of their game. They were all on it. They were on like a whole nother level. So it to me is why that was kind of the verdict that I came to, was that it pushes the drivers to their different levels, and the teams, fans, and celebrities have just celebrated it in such a way over the years that it has just been elevated to this different event. And it just causes so many more people to come out and everything, and so many more people to flood to the city. So
no, I want to go. Monaco is
verdict.
I've always like Monaco is obviously you see the pictures, like especially the yachts in the harbor and stuff. But then like I know Cannes Film Festival also goes right up to it. So like I've seen the video. I'm sure you saw Gene Tott standing in the background watching his watching Michelle Yeoh like dance on top of a table. Like they've been there for weeks because she's there for the Cannes Film Festival and it's going right into his work. So, but yeah, Monaco is, and it makes sense for cars. I mean, you have Michael Schumacher in first cars, then you have Hamilton in the second and third.
Yeah,
I think he's in both. So yeah,
he's definitely
I have
third.
seen the
I know
picture. I have seen the picture of the hairpin turn because it literally looks just like.
It's just like it, and that's the thing.
Hairpin.
When I was doing my research, I was like, I know for a fact I've seen this hairpin turn in like an animated movie, and I was like, the only movie that I know would be Cars. So I was like looking it up, and that's what led me to literally Google like his Monaco in Cars, and it popped up, and it was like they were like, well, it's not like labeled as Monaco, like it is Monaco and everything. So yeah, that's my little that's my history lesson on Monaco.
Though. I like it. That was.
I like it. I like having that like little like big question to answer about like, the topic for.
And that was good with Monaco, like how you broke it down because of everything that plays into Monaco. So I do like that.
Yeah, there's so many different things that play into it that are not just like your normal, like, you know, like obviously we know Abu Dhabi is like huge because it's the last race of the year, you know, like all this stuff. The country's insanely rich, like all this stuff. But it's like Monaco just has like all these small things that just like pile on top of each other, that it's just like, okay, now this is a huge race, and now you got teams doing custom liveries, and the drivers are, you know, launching like custom product lines for it and everything. Yeah. Like it's just built on top of each other to get to the point to where we are now.
I think they might do though. I feel like, well, Leclerc especially probably does the most media before this race, just because
that doesn't shock me. Yeah,
who he is, but yeah. So we'll move into continuing to talk about Monaco, but this year. So we'll talk about our Monaco predictions, some other stuff, the dreaded Monaco curse.
Monaco.
The race facts. So obviously it's this weekend, May 26th, 7th, and 28th. Practice 1 is on the 26th from 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. Not awful. Practice 2 is 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Practice 3 is on the 27th from 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. And then qualifying 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then the race is at 9 a.m. and it's 78 laps. I didn't realize how long it was.
Yeah, it's a shorter track, so it's more laps.
Yeah. As of now, not as of now. So there's 19 turns, 78 laps, I just said. And it's just over 2 miles long. So it is definitely one of the shorter ones.
Yeah.
Lap record is from Hamilton from 2021. He won 1 minute, 12 seconds, and 90/10. 90th? Not sure.
Yeah, close enough.
The past 2 winners, it's been Red Bull the past 2 years. Obviously, last year we all know it was Checo. We also have videos of him stumbling off the yacht the next morning. And then Max won in 2021. And then as of now, as of yesterday, there's rain every single day.
I saw that. Yep.
There's rain every single day. So you said if we get away without any red flags. I don't think there will be. I think there will be red flags because of the rain, but we will leave your iPad. Yeah, I think we're not going to get away with any red flags. Are you checking? Are you checking for an
I'm doing a quick weather check.
Weather check
for Monaco City. It looks like Friday is 60 and sunny.
All right, maybe change.
I so take this with a grain of salt because I don't know if I got like the right Monaco.
Oh my god.
Well, it says it's 1:38 in the morning right now. So I think
that makes sense.
So yeah, so right now Friday is looking like 60 and sunny. At 9:30 in the morning, it will be 70 degrees and sunny. Friday or Saturday, we're looking at sunny weather too. 9:30 a.m. is a nice 71 degrees. And then Sunday, we're looking at a little bit partly cloudy, but 9 a.m. is 68 degrees and partly cloudy. So better
and
weather.
Rain. Sunday, I have a chance of rain at 70%.
I didn't see that.
I was on the Weather Channel. We should
I do
rename
have
this section Weather with Owen.
Weather with Owen. Yes, meteorology with Owen. I do have rain on Monday and Tuesday, so maybe the weekend rain moved to the weekdays instead.
My app just hasn't. Okay, well, regardless, there could be some rain. We all know last year there was some rain. That's when Ferrari effed it up.
Yeah.
But leading into that, the Monaco curse. The dreaded Monaco friggin' curse. We all know Charles Leclerc, born and raised in Monaco. Literally, he's talked about, I watched a video, he's driving Carlos around. One of the corners is where he learned how to swim. Another corner is where he got picked up for the school bus. Like, he lived in those apartments. He would watch with friends when he was younger, like watching the cars go over. I just saw an interview with his brother, who's racing at home for the first time in F2, Arthur. He said that him and Charles used to cry because the cars were so loud. So
that tracks. That makes so much sense.
So, but the Monaco curse. So Charles Leclerc the first time he ever finished the race was last year. Every other time he's DNF'd. So our amazing friend Mark wrote a lovely article today all about the Monaco curse. He breaks it down by year. So it goes all the way back to 2017 when he was an F2. Obviously, he mentions, and we mentioned qualifying's everything. He qualified for pole in F2 for the Monaco Grand Prix. He was entering the weekend as the race leader. Third straight pole of the year. There was a sprint race that year? Interesting. But anyway, his car endured a suspension failure, and he was forced to retire after 26 laps. So that was 2017 F2. It's already started there. 2018, his first F1 Monaco Grand Prix with Alfa Romeo. He had a brake failure. Didn't finish. Just keeps going.
I'm watching this clip. Just watch the clip.
He crashes, doesn't he?
Yeah, he runs right into the back of Toro Rosso, right on the chicane coming out of the tunnel.
So 2019, he has an amazing Saturday, gets pole, but I'm pretty sure. Hold on. He locked up his tires and he ruined his first attempt at a pole lap. So they left him. He finished provisional 6th place, and they thought he was going to make it through to second qualifying. He didn't. So that was Ferrari's first F mess up when he was his first year. 2021, there was obviously no 2020 COVID. There was no Grand Prix then. So 2021, he entered on a high note. Mark says he was finishing the points. He was on provisional pole in the third session. He was one final run. He crashed right into the wall, drew a red flag. He did end up with pole, as apparently he likes to crash and still keep his pole, as we've seen this year. He did get his pole, but the next day on Sunday, as they were doing the formation lap, his car stopped and he had a DNF. So he didn't even start the race on Sunday. He didn't even start. And then last year, a double stack in the pits, no one wants to talk about, except for Ferrari today, where they posted this little statement, and it made it seem like they discussed with him ahead of time that they were going to double stack and it was going to go wrong for him, and Carlos Sainz was going to come out on top. Meanwhile, you listen to his radio. I've never heard him scream so loud. I mean, before France. So he was leading the whole weekend. Perfect qualifying. He was leading on Sunday. It started to rain. Red flag. They double stacked him. They told him the radio is so hard to listen to because his race engineer calls him in. He's literally turning in. He goes, wait, no. And then Charles Leclerc's like, as he sees Carlos is just leaving. Like, they weren't even ready for him. And then we all know he ended P4. So yeah, last year was the first year he's ever finished a race, which sounds so awful.
I just watched the clip of him going into the pit lane and him freaking out. It is
freaking out.
I mean,
It's heartbreaking.
He literally turns the corner, right?
And you see his hands.
You see the garages come up. His hand, you're right. Immediately he starts like, what the hell?
That's the Italian coming out of him.
He's coming down the garage, like the pit lane. And then they get on the radio and they're like, stay out, stay out, stay out.
Stay out. Yeah.
And like, listen, I've let out some pretty passionate fucks before, like screaming in anger. This man yells as loud as he can, fuck, and is so angry. And you see, right as he's pulling up to the pit stop, Carlos pulls away. So it's like he's got to then pull in park. They have to get more tires for him. And it's just
you just said any other race he would have been able to pull out and probably overtake, but it's freaking Monaco. You're not overtaking in Monaco. Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, immediately, as soon as
he knew it was over,
knew in his head this race is done. Like,
and I've seen he's said after all their mess ups last year with Silverstone, Spa, literally everything, he says Monaco was the worst race of his. He hates that race from last year because of how much they messed up. And then Ferrari to go put that statement out today that makes it seem like it was an okay decision between the two of them. They decided beforehand that Carlos was going to win, not the hometown boy. But I did see someone else. I saw someone else. So before we get into the predictions, I don't think there was anything else. Yeah, so I saw someone else post, so like I said, Arthur Leclerc, his younger brother, is racing for the first time in F2 this weekend. Someone said, there's two Leclercs. That has to cancel out the Monaco curse.
That's...
like, there's two. They can't be both. Is it going to be both of them, or is it going to be just one?
I'm afraid that's going to, like, double it up.
Double up? I know.
Screw them both over.
That's what people are saying. If he's coming with the new helmet, new race suit, new shoes, he's just saying whatever. But, I mean... we can go into predictions. Did you have anything else to add?
No, I was trying to find this Ferrari statement, but it's not important. I
tweeted it. I retweeted it with a video of his radio today and said Ferrari, just in case you need a reminder.
That's what I'm looking at, but I can't find it. It's not important. Let's move on to predictions.
Oh, I will say I personally tweeted it, not.
Oh, it was you.
Yeah, I personally.
I was looking at our Twitter. Okay, all right.
No, but yeah, I mean, if the Monaco curse happens, you will hear me crying. I think we'll hear Charles Leclerc cry also.
I'm sure we will.
You might have to scroll down. A lot happened this afternoon with
I found soccer. It, but go ahead. Do the predictions while I read this.
Okay. So let's go qualifying. I'll go first. I'm going to say I'm going to go Max P3. I'm going backwards. Everyone should know. If you don't know who I'm going to put in pole position, as I'm wearing a Prince of Monaco t-shirt, you are not paying attention. So I'm going to go Max Verstappen P3. I'm going to do Fernando Alonso P2. And then Charles Leclerc P1. I mean, the man probably can drive the Monaco streets with his eyes closed. I think it's going to... And we know his qualifying... Sorry for keeping you awake. We know his qualifying pace. So yeah, that's my qualifying predictions. Okay.
I'm gonna go qualifying. I'm also gonna go P1 Leclerc. I agree with you. Dude's been living at this tracks ever since he was a baby, so he knows it like the back of his hand. And I would hope that going into this weekend that they can iron out any sort of fuck ups that they might have, them being Ferrari.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Leclerc P1. I like the Alonso P2. Like I said, I think I said this last week. He's just due for a jump up from P3, and I think this week is the week to do it. I said it last week with Imola, but unfortunately, obviously, we didn't have that.
I also think they are bringing upgrades. I don't know exactly what they're bringing yet, but I think they're bringing stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go Alonso P2, and then I'm just gonna stick with the King of Street Circuits. Going P3, Checo.
True.
The man is also due for a win because we talked about this, I think, with Mark or somebody. the order right now has literally gone Verstappen, Checo, Verstappen, Checo, Verstappen. So therefore, Checo is now due for a win.
If a Red Bull wins this weekend, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Probably
I don't want
will.
a Red Bull to win.
But
and yeah, I think if Ferrari completely messes it up, or something happens with his car, then Red Bull's winning.
It's gonna be bad. Yeah, it's gonna be bad if anything bad happens to him, and I mean like extra level bad.
Yeah, he won't be signing that new contract. So race predictions. They're kind of going to be the same, but I was going to put Checo in P3. He is the street circuit king, like we said. I'm going to stick with Alonso P2. And Leclerc. So I'm going to put it's going to be Ferrari's only win this whole entire season. So
that'd be really funny.
I think it's due. For him, for his dad, for Jules Bianchi.
The wins there.
Sorry, before you go, someone said what if Arthur won in F2 and then Leclerc? I said, pretty sure Monaco would explode.
Monaco would explode. That country would
Their two hometown boys win.
That country would fall into the ocean.
Yeah.
By the end of the partying. I'm gonna be boring. I know I say that every week. I'm gonna stick with what I just said for qualifying. So Leclerc pole, Alonso second, and Perez third. Just because
we have the same then.
Like I said, I think Alonso is due for
higher than third,
and that's more than just higher than third in qualifying. I think he's due for, second or first in a race.
Yeah.
And like we talked about with, history and everything, if that's the way qualifying ends, it's going to be really hard for anybody to pass those three, especially.
And those three can drive very defensively. So I feel like
those three can drive pretty well. The only thing that I could see fucking it up is if Checo crashes again by accident. So
if you're just listening, we did air quotation.
Air quotes. Yes.
Because we will never know if it was actually a real crash or he did it on purpose.
Yeah. So that to me is the two biggest wild cards there are Leclerc and Checo, just because Checo crashed last year, possibility it could happen again. I mean, you could also say the same thing for Alonso. I mean, anybody spinning out or losing control can happen to anybody.
Especially if there's rain. If it starts raining.
But yeah, I mean, the biggest worry is the Ferrari, the car itself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have anything to worry about from Charles' driving. I think he's going to be hyped up. He's going to be, hometown race. This is the year that I got it.
I think he knows how much he can push his car there compared to pushing it in. Where were they just before? Where did he just crash twice? In Miami. I think he knows how much he can push it. So,
but
stop yawning.
No, I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry.
I also think. What was I just gonna say? Oh, if Leclerc's in first, say for Red Bull's P3, P4. I'm looking forward to not having an 18-second gap.
Yeah.
And I think we might see the Red Bulls at their full power. And then imagine if the Red Bulls both cut out. Then we know at their full power they can't do it.
Yeah, they're not good.
No.
But yeah, I'm gonna stick with my Leclerc, Alonso, Perez. That's what I'm going with for race winners.
I have a standout performance there, but I don't really know why I put that. I mean, I'll just stick with my usual.
Yuki.
I think Leclerc's. Yeah, Yuki. Yuki's going to be in the points.
Yuki's going to go from P11 to P10.
Yeah. I think if it's looking good, I think if the race is looking good, I might turn on and record myself so I can get a good reaction because I know I'm going to freak.
Yeah, you got to do looking good, though. That's got to be lap 75 out of 78.
I know. I think, or just do the whole race because he can mess up and something could happen at any point. Because then that reaction will also be good.
Yeah. Standout performance. Do I have anybody?
Yuki. He just has good luck on the side after cleaning up in Italy.
He's got good karma coming his way. I don't have a standout performance. I can't think of anybody that I'm gonna be like, yeah, they'll have a good race. You know what? I'm going wild card pick. Nick DeVries.
Oh.
Have a fucking day, Nick DeVries. Because why not?
Oh. It's his time. He
It's
can
his
shut
time.
down those rumors that he's going to lose his seat also.
Yeah, I think that's going to fuel a fire in him and just keep going.
Or he'll be like Pierre Gasly when he lost his seat, and then he goes and like wins the next race after getting his seat taken away.
Get him real fired up.
And then obviously there were supposed to be a ton of upgrades last week. There were not. Ferrari's no longer bringing them this week, which is smart. Why do you need to bring upgrades to Monaco? So they're gonna have them next week in Spain. I saw something today that Mercedes is bringing some, but someone was like, "That's just." They're like, the real story is there. They already made the changes to the floor and can't make them, like, can't unmake the changes. So,
right.
And then I haven't seen anything really about Aston Martin. They've been very hush-hush about their changes. So, but yeah. It should be a good one. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm itching for a race just because we didn't have one last week.
Yeah.
Definitely itching for a race and everything. And like I said, I'm going to try to watch it through the eyes of, instead of like, oh, hey, like nobody's overtaking, nobody's doing this. Like, this is so boring. Like, no crashes, so boring. I'm going to try to look at it as like, this is good, clean racing. Everybody's on the top level of their game. Like, this is exciting, you know? So that's how I'm going to go into it.
If Leclerc is on the podium in any shape or form, but if that man is in P1 at the end of the race, the Prince of Monaco literally is in love with Charles Leclerc. He was at the football match today, and I like saw the video. Like, he's just talking to him. Like, there's a bunch of other people. He's talking right to him.
He doesn't. Yeah, he's not focused on anybody else.
Charles Leclerc is actually the Prince of Monaco, because if he thinks he's the Prince of Monaco, like, it just makes sense. So I think if he's on the podium, we might see the actual Prince of Monaco cry when he's giving him a trophy.
That'd be pretty good.
I also saw a picture in true Monaco fashion. They posted a picture of the trophy. What's it sitting in? A Louis Vuitton trophy case. Not just a plain trophy case. Louis Vuitton.
Get the fuck out of here. That's not needed.
No.
Living up to that billionaire's playground, kind of.
Yeah. No. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
I have nothing else.
Do you want to do the ending since you typed it up?
Yeah, I can do it. All right. Cool. Well, now I'm thinking about it. But all right.
No pressure. Kyle is here.
Kyle is here. Hey, Kyle.
Yes.
All right. So thank you for listening to the F1 Underground podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and our other episodes, please give us a follow at Underground F1 on Instagram and at Underground_F1 on Twitter. If you have any questions or want us to talk about anything, please shoot us an email at undergroundf1pod@gmail.com. I'm checking that daily, so please just, shoot us an email. If you want to tell us how good we are, we'd love to hear that too.
Or how much we suck and we can't
speak
English.
Or how much we suck and me yawning during the episode in case you can't sound out assurances. Please let us know that too. And along in that spirit, please leave us a review on the show wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Helps the show grow, reach new people, stuff like that. So also, please give us a follow on our main YouTube page for the Underground Sports Network. The tag is at Underground Sports Philadelphia. As of this recording, we currently sit at 493 followers and are hoping to reach 500 by Memorial Day. So please share with your friends, tell your friends. If anybody has any interest in any sort of like Philadelphia sports, lacrosse, golf, streaming, F1, I can't think. Streaming. Yeah, streaming, like movies and TVs and everything. Please spread the word, share the word. And
soccer.
And soccer too, yes. So we got tons of stuff on there. That's where you can catch all video episodes of all of our shows on the network. So like I said, it's Underground Sports Philadelphia. That's on YouTube. We are seven followers away from 500 people. So thank you so much for listening today. And we will catch you next week after Monaco.
Everyone say a prayer for Charles Leclerc.
Say a prayer.
Goodbye.